I never wanted to tell this story. For years, I tried to push it down to convince myself that it was just some trick of the mind, a fevered dream, something explainable. But no matter how much time passes, I can't forget the feeling of being watched, the stench of decay in the air, the sound of something enormous moving just beyond the trees. Maybe writing this down will help me make sense of it. It started in the fall of 2009. I was working as a park ranger in a remote stretch of wilderness in northern Montana. It was the kind of place where the trees stretch endlessly, their canopies forming a wall that blocks out the sky. The tourists came and went during the summer, but by mid-September, the woods were quiet again, and I was left mostly alone. That was fine by me. I'd always preferred solitude. One evening, as I finished my patrol, I got a radio call from another ranger, Bill. He was stationed about 20 miles west of me, near a section of the park that had been closed off for years due to unstable ground. The call was filled with static, but I caught enough to make out that he had found something strange and wanted me to come take a look. It was already getting dark, but curiosity got the best of me. I hopped in my truck and started the long drive west. The deeper I went, the more uneasy I felt. It was the kind of unease that doesn't come from any one thing. It's just there, like an itch in your brain. The headlights carved a narrow tunnel through the trees, but beyond that, everything was just black. When I reached Bill's station, his truck was parked outside, but there was no sign of him. I tried the radio, but all I got was more static. My flashlight beam cut through the darkness as I stepped out, calling his name. No answer. Then I saw the footprints. Large, too large to be his. They led away from the station and into the woods. Now I've seen my fair share of big animals, bears, moose, even the occasional wolf pack. But these prints weren't right. They looked almost human, but the toes were long, clawed, and set too far apart. I felt a cold wave of dread crawl up my spine. Still, I followed them. Stupid, I know. But Bill was my friend, and if he was in trouble, I wasn't about to leave him out there alone. The deeper into the woods I went, the stronger the smell became. A mix of rot and something else. Something foul, like wet fur left out in the sun. Then I heard it. A low, guttural sound like a growl, but deeper, vibrating in my bones. I froze. It came from up ahead, just beyond the tree line. Slowly, carefully, I moved closer. That's when I saw it. At first I thought it was a trick of the shadows, but then it moved. It was crouched low to the ground, its elongated limbs coiled tight like a spring. It was massive, easily 8 feet tall if it stood upright, covered in patchy, matted fur. Its eyes caught the light from my flashlight, reflecting back an eerie, unnatural glow. And its mouth, God, its mouth was too wide, filled with rows of jagged teeth, lips curled in what almost looked like a grin. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. It just stared at me, tilting its head slightly, as if studying me. Then it took a slow, deliberate step forward. The leaves crunched beneath its feet, that awful smell intensifying. And then it spoke. Not words exactly, but something close. A garbled, distorted mimicry of human speech, like someone trying to talk underwater. It took another step, and that snapped me out of my trance. I ran. I don't remember turning. Don't remember making the decision. 1 second I was frozen. The next I was sprinting through the woods, branches slapping my face, lungs burning. I heard it behind me, moving fast, too fast, crashing through the underbrush like a freight train. I burst out of the trees near Bill's station, fumbling for my keys with shaking hands. I yanked the truck door open, scrambled inside, and slammed the locks. My fingers barely found the ignition before I heard it, right outside the window, A slow tap on the glass. I forced myself to look. It was there, pressed against the window, its two wide grins stretching even further. Then it did something that still haunts me to this day. It lifted a hand, long, clawed fingers tapping against the glass. And in that same garbled, broken voice, it spoke my name. The engine roared to life and I floored it, speeding away faster than I thought possible. I didn't stop until I reached the main station, not daring to look in the rearview mirror. Bill was never found. The official report said he must have gotten lost, fallen, been taken by a bear. Anything but the truth. I tried to tell them, but no one believed me. Eventually, I stopped trying. I quit the Ranger Service soon after, left Montana altogether. But sometimes late at night, I still hear it. The tapping, the whisper of my name. And I know it's still out there waiting.